Dude, clap sync. Let's do this.
When the light
Clap sync.
goes on and it's dark
Are you gonna clap sync with me?
in the room, Tommy, I
Out of
Eat your ass
you. Boom,
to
boom,
the
boom, boom, boom,
moon.
boom.
Oh yeah, dude.
Bobby, what's going on?
I can't believe you right now, Bobby. Get in here. What the fuck, dude? You know we're recording.
Why you get so
Bobby,
You're
what is
making it
this?
harder
Bobby,
for yourself.
explain
It's
yourself.
okay.
You're making it harder for yourself. What are you doing?
So angry. I'm so sorry about this. I walk away.
Bobby,
No,
Bobby,
All
come
right,
say hi to
Bobby.
me.
I'm sorry.
Jesus
I did not,
Christ.
I did not.
All right, wait, Bobby.
Oh, yeah,
throw
here,
on the intro now.
So what I'm saying is I should go off my meds
No,
and get back into that state.
I don't condone this.
Welcome back.
Shout out God, shout out Jesus.
Deep
Welcome to the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular with Eddie and Tommy.
All right, welcome back to the welcome back to the welcome back to the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular.
He doesn't even know what show this is.
With Eddie and Tommy. I care about everything I do. I do a million things, so it's hard sometimes to remember what I'm doing. Anyway, what's up, Tommy?
I'm Tommy.
Yep, and I'm Eddie. It's been a week. I think it's actually only been a couple days, honestly, so we do not have anything. We have no notes for this show.
Yeah, it's been almost a full week.
Dude, we're going off the cuff. This is the first improv show. The first entire show that's just going off our heads.
If you were a
Going
Muppet,
off
what
our
Muppet
minds.
would you be?
Motherfucking Miss Piggy.
Shit, that's a pretty good answer.
You know why? Because I like...
You don't have to explain. I know that you'd be Miss Piggy.
Because I'm a big bitch.
Oh.
Anyway, things are going. I've had a transcendental experience with Bobby, the nine-finger diddler. You might have heard him earlier when he messed up
Can
our
you
song.
explain what your experience was?
Well, do you want me to just blow it right away? Right at the beginning of the show?
Dude, I don't want you to blow your load too soon.
First of all, okay, so me and Bobby had a discussion over what this show should be. And I think I have a good idea of what I want to start doing on this show. And we're going to need your help, guys. We're going to need your help to reach out and get some of these people that we want to talk to. There's a lot of cool people that we want to start talking to. Are you drinking a Pabst?
No,
Oh,
it's
I
Arizona.
thought that was a tall boy. I thought Tommy just pulled out this really long can. And
It's in Arizona.
I worked with a guy over the summer who, after we would work long days, and at the end of our shift, it was a traveling job, so we would.
I was gonna say you guys had to drive.
Yeah, we were in a truck all day. So the last stop we would do, we'd always end the day by going to a gas station, and he would buy two tall boys and a pack of cigs, and then we'd go home. So.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that he popped one at the end of every day.
No,
Dude, you guys were driving.
No. Well, I mean, I was driving sometimes too, so he could have if he wanted. I wouldn't have judged him. Anyway, shout out Mark, I love him.
About a pack of cigs every day.
Huh?
About a pack of cigs every day.
Yeah, he smoked. That's why. He inspired me to inspire kids.
Oh.
Not that I don't smoke, but kids. I'm a nerd. I'm lame. Do you want to be like me? Have a really bad podcast? Have memes?
Which
turn you down?
podcast are you referring to?
Oh, well. Definitely this one, but
Shit.
I'm not saying anything I do is good. You know what? No, you know what? You know how if you're an artist and you are up for a Grammy or an Oscar or something, you're Oscar nominated or Grammy nominated or considered artist, blah blah blah. We are. There's a guy named HARDROCKNICK, and we are HARDROCKNICK considered. I think that's what we didn't book him. We were pretty close, but we didn't book him.
I can't believe you almost got him, dude.
Yeah, so me and Bobby.
That would have been the lift this show needs.
Me and Bobby were talking over the weekend, what do we want to do with this show? And since it's essentially just one giant meme, and neither of us are ever going to get jobs, and we're not good at what we do.
What if we don't get jobs?
What we decided to do is that maybe
I need to Google my name right now just to make sure this doesn't come up.
Maybe what we should do is just kind of interview people who have internet fame or have kind of become notorious internet memes, and just kind of figure out what the fuck is it like to be that. How does that follow you around in life? Because us, we got to figure out what are we going to do once we can't get a normal job. You know what I mean, Tommy?
Yeah, dude, I'm just making sure that like nothing bad comes up when I Google my name.
If it's not, I mean, you only have to check the front page. No one's ever on. No
Yeah, I
one
know.
ever checks.
But I need to search like different stuff. I need to search my full name. I search like what I get called on the streets.
See if I.
Dude, if they look at my Twitter though, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's this podcast?"
Oh well.
Shit.
I used to work for the football team back in the day. I worked for a high school football team, and I ran like the stats department for the team.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that worked is I also ran the guys who did film, and we during the game they would send down from the box to the coaches down on the field. They had like live tape. So yeah, we were advanced.
Yeah.
We were an advanced high school football team, and I was in charge of this part, so I feel really important.
You are, dude.
Anyway, so we would send down live video. The only way we could do that is if we had this. So if you don't know what Huddle is, it's where you put up game tape from football games, basketball games, sports stuff, and that's what you kind of watch tape on during practice and stuff. So we would send down live videos from Huddle. And the only way that I could do that and put up stats and keep track of everyone's records was by being a coach. So I was technically, I'm not saying...
You were in there as a coach?
I'm not saying that I would consider myself to be one, but I was by title...
You were in Huddle as a coach?
I was in Huddle by title as a coach. So I should have had a whistle. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is you only showed up on game day.
Yeah, I mean, what else was I supposed to do? Like, I could have made you guys run sprints, maybe? Win sprints?
Nah, dude.
I would have been that coach. Would have been like, Tommy, get your fat ass on the line. And then you'd have been like, yes, Daddy. And then you'd be like, can you not
Yes,
say
Coach
that?
Eddie.
That kind of hurts my feelings. And I'd be like, yeah, bitch, you're my bitch. I've never spoken like that. I apologize, Tommy. I don't know what came over me there.
I think it's your truest form coming out to say hello.
Yeah. Anyway, so we wanted to start. Interviewing memes to kind of figure out their lives. I think that would be a cool thing. Let us know. Email us sadboycrying@hotmail.com and gmail.com.
We're trying to get Caitlin Bennett on.
Yeah, we've been trying to get Caitlin Bennett on, but
we should actually DM her. Be like, yo, come on our show.
Not a bad idea. We do have a producer, and he is a successful one. So. Bobby, 9-Figure Diddler, best producer in the world, he reached out to HARDROCKNICK. If you don't know who HARDROCKNICK is, Bobby throwing some clips here.
4th of July falls on a Thursday. That's where I get my dick sucked, ass eaten out, balls tugged on one by one. Why is it that girls will date a guy that has half my wallet, half my dick, half my sexual prowess, but they'll pass up a guy like me who's fun, good-looking, interesting, edgy, educated, and wants to be a dad?
Whoa, great clips.
Yeah, what a cool guy. So he is obsessed with himself. He's this like fat guy with the weirdest... He has like a supervillain beard.
Oh my God, yeah.
He has mascara on all the time, and he talks about being worth like $37 million.
Yeah.
But he drives this really shitty truck around and films himself. Anyway.
And he gets all the ladies, but he also complains about how no ladies want him.
It's because he's rich and successful. And
yeah, he's like, women don't want you if you're confident and successful and if you look good.
And want to be a father.
Yeah, and want to be a father.
That was the weirdest part. So he goes through this whole thing. He's like, I got the sexual premise. I got a big dick. I'm strong. I'm educated. I want to be a father. And we're like, whoa.
He owns a hotel.
Yeah, he says he owns a hotel. There's so many. You got to go on YouTube, look up HARDROCKNICK, go on Instagram and Facebook. I think he's on Facebook.
Dude.
Who's
still on Facebook?
Just dive in there. Anyway, Bobby reached out to him and got into contact. And they were talking back and forth.
I can't believe they were talking. How long did they talk?
For a while. I don't know. It was back and forth because he DM'd him and actually let me pull in Bobby real quick just because I feel like he can explain.
Bobby!
Hold on 1 second.
Bobby boy.
I almost stopped recording. That was a bad move on my part.
I would have killed you. Bobby boy.
What are you
Dude,
talking about?
I left a message of happiness in there for you for when you're editing later.
Fucking,
Yeah, talk to us about your conversation with HARDROCKNICK.
How did it even start off? Why am I blanking right now?
You quoted him or something on his Instagram?
Yes. Okay. I figured out about this guy from Drew Gooden. Who's
Yeah,
that
dude, I love
Viner.
Drew Gooden.
He made Road Work Ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Yeah.
That's the guy, and he makes YouTube. Very good at YouTube now. Saw it on his thing. He made a video with Danny Gonzalez, another great Viner. And then they talked about this guy, and he was absolutely hilarious. Then I checked him out on Instagram for some reason. I was really into this meme.
Yeah.
And then after that, I noticed that he would put pictures on his story of people who, like, did a funny picture and shouted them out. It didn't take that much. There's a lot of people who did it. But I got on his Instagram story.
Ayo.
The funny part was, I'm not sure if you guys mentioned before, after I did that, we kind of had like a couple message conversation afterward.
Yeah, what happened?
So he was like, my original caption after I see that he posted it on his story of my face was like, hey man, you're my fucking inspiration, dude. Fucking love you. Keep up the love. And then he was like, yeah man, thank you. And then after that, I was like, yeah, no problem. But then he messaged me back, kept the dialogue going, and said, what kind of shit are they talking about me on Twitter and Facebook? I'm only on Instagram. So I was
He's
like,
asking you to scout for him?
I was a scout, and I was like, nothing much. I mean, it's just like, you got a crazy look, man. And, it's all kind of positive. I think like that stuff about if people are like hostile and stuff towards you, that's not that cool. I don't like that, man. We're on the same page there. And he was like, after all that, it was kind of a lengthy message. He just be like, cool, period. So I was like, cool. And then after that, I'm talking with my friends like a week later. We're about to record this thing for my album. Shout that out. I'm going to shout out on the podcast when it comes out.
Shout out Bobby's album.
And we're talking about this guy, and we're like, we should message him like right now. I think Eddie said, like, message this guy, get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. And then so, I DM'd him. I was like, okay. And then about 30 seconds later, he replied. He was like red instantly, dude. I'm like, okay, cool, man. We're talking to Nick. And I said everything. And dude, guys, we were so close. Fans of the show. We were very, very close to getting HARDROCKNICK on.
What happened?
Talked about it for a little bit. He asked where we're from. I said Chicago. But we could do a Skype call anytime. He said, okay, send me a video. Skype sounds good. Then I was like, holy fuck, this is so
dang
close. Right. Sent him the video. Then after he heard the podcast, right, he says, I'm sorry, but I have to decline for now. Said,
no! What part did he listen to?
I sent him Eddie's Manic episode. It was episode 4? It was episode 4, yeah.
And he said no?
For now, he said no. And
Damn.
I told him, though, I'm like, man, that's no problem, dude. Like, I get it. And, I mean, we were kind of upset about it, but at first, the logic that I thought was, like, he has about 37,000 followers on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
He could get that many people of a reach every post that he makes.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, we're not upset that we're not getting 37,000 views per podcast right now. It isn't really equivalent for him or worth the time, right? Unless there's something crazy about it that he's on. So, hey, man, I think after a while, I mean, I'm going to keep talking to him,
Yeah, dude.
Why not?
Hey, man, if you ever want to.
That's pretty much it, man. This is the first kind of contact I've had with any celebrity like this.
That's pretty crazy.
Come on now.
Dude, don't talk shit about our fucking
Yeah, seriously, dude. Right. We're trying to get him on the
show. Nick, you're cool. Come on the podcast, my guy.
Come on the podcast and show Eddie that you're cool.
For real? Like, we'll treat you well, too. I mean, we're not going to, like, shit on you or anything, man.
Yeah, dude. We're just going to, like, try and, have a good time together.
For sure.
I mean, like, I'm not...
What? Okay.
You're the cool, like, it's your podcast.
Yeah?
But, like, I'm kind of the talent. And
dude.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but, okay, thank you.
I'll be out here.
Whatever, yeah.
Let me know when I can be on my podcast.
Yeah, Eddie.
It's called, I mean, I'm
need
not
to get out of the room right now.
I'm just saying it's the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular with Eddie and Tommy, not Bob.
He loves to talk about how his name is first, man. Neither do I. Like, this is sitting up straight, but the mic doesn't come that close.
All right, glad to be back.
Don't take offense to it, bro. I don't get to talk to Bobby that often.
You're going to be really upset when I tell you this.
What?
I haven't been recording on my mic.
Hey, I know there's a reason why we can't get people on the show.
Can we talk about how Eddie just had to fix his mic?
I know.
Because he wasn't recording on his nice mic?
I know that sometimes it seems like we may not be the most professional podcast. And part of the reason for not being able to book guests I'm saying might, maybe. I'm not going to say it's all this. It might be because we forget sometimes, occasionally. It's not a thing that keeps happening, and we don't keep releasing episodes where we just say fuck it and release really bad audio. It's because it's just the vibe, okay? We don't have the right vibe. We're trying to find the right
got a good vibe.
No, it's the vibe. I can tell. My name's in the title of the podcast, so that means I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing
My
this.
name's in the title, too.
I'm a professional, but are you a professional podcast producer?
Depends on who you ask.
The question is, are you a professional podcast producer? Because
Depends on who you ask.
I am technically, I can put that in my bio that I am technically a professional podcast producer because I make more than $1 off of podcasts. So I know what I'm doing, and I know how to fix a podcast. It's not because my microphone wasn't turned on. Anyone who says that is why is because they're dumb and they don't know what they're talking about. So don't listen to them. Anyway, what did you and Bobby talk about?
Well, you're just catching up, as bros.
Dude, you want to hear what me and Bobby Boy did over the weekend?
Yes, please.
Okay, first of all, sometimes things happen in life where you just have to accept the fact that everything is finite, everything in the universe will end. You are small and unimportant and nothing matters. And I've said this again and again. This is why everyone should smoke cigarettes, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you die. If you die at 30, you die at 30. If you die when you're 104, who fucking cares? You won't have anyone who loves you left. At that point, your spouse, if you get married, will be dead. Your children, they might be dead too, because they'll look. I mean, if you ever see a 104-year-old person and an 89-year-old person, there's not much difference. They look the same, like the same age. You know what I mean? So here's the thing. Nothing matters. Your life doesn't.
What did you and Bobby do this weekend? Did you forget that that's what you were talking about?
So this is what I was trying to build up to. Sometimes in life, you do things that just don't make sense, but it's okay. Everything's okay, right?
All right.
So me and Bobby were sitting on the couch this weekend, just chilling, hanging out, as we usually do. We were playing Zelda.
Okay.
We were playing Zelda.
Dude,
because,
love that game.
Yep, that's what we do. As bros, me, Bobby, and our roommate, who's also named Tommy. We call him Tom. We play Zelda every night. And we were sitting there, and I was like, this is so repetitive. Nothing matters in life. Like, this is all simulation.
Damn.
I can tell because we do that same exact fucking repetitive motions every day.
Isn't that an Elon Musk thing, or is that a Stephen Hawking thing?
It's a me thing.
Where we create simulations, which, like...
It's me.
Leads us to believe that we're also in a simulation.
It's me. It's a me thing.
You know what I'm saying?
I was the first person to ever think of this.
Okay. Yeah.
So I said, I need to break the cycle. Lady Gaga. What is she? Tell me.
A Star is Born.
Okay, you're jumping the gun. I was looking for something.
She's a singer and an actress.
Tommy, it's a little give and take thing. Like I said before, this is an improv kind of practice show.
Exactly. You got to roll with whatever I say at you.
I know, but like I wanted you to yes and you didn't really yes and with me. So I don't know if are we. I just don't think this is for us. I don't know if we can do the improv thing. I don't know if this.
She just won the Oscar.
So anyway, we watched A Star is Born, and I was a little weirded out because I suggested it, and at first he was kind of like, I don't know, man, kind of weird to watch a very romantic movie with a lot of sexual tension in the real world as well as in the movie together as bros. But then I said, fuck that. It's 2019. Like, if I want to, jerk my bro off, I'm going to do it. So we watched it.
Right.
Let me tell you. It was an emotional roller coaster. You know me. I'm not full of emotions. I'm on meds.
You're empty on the inside.
I'm on meds that make it so I'm not sad. I don't get excited very often. I'm a quiet person. I don't exclaim too much, except on this show. This is my release.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, just my.
You yell a lot here.
Yeah, but this is the only place. So we watched the movie, and for the first time in my very short life, I felt something deep inside.
What did you feel?
Bradley Cooper, when he sang, it just resonated throughout my rib cage, into my heart, into my lungs, and my soul. You know what I mean? And then there's that song the song "Shallow" from the movie. Yeah, that one. There's one part that I really. There's one part.
I don't know the words.
There's one part that really just every time I hear it, I go, "Oh my god!" It's because you can tell. You can tell it really comes from the soul. It's
what part?
When Lady Gaga's like building up to the part where she like, like it
Does
really
the
like
thing
kicks
that I
in.
just did?
No, she goes like, you can tell it's real. It's a real emotional thing because it doesn't come out like it's not planned. It's kind of like vomiting.
Yeah,
it's like song vomiting. It just comes out like she goes, ha. I
wish you guys could see Eddie's face right now.
And then she just does this moaning thing for like a couple seconds, and then it really hits back into the chorus. Anyway, it's a really good movie. There was a lot of sexual tension between me and Bobby. I looked over a few times and he was tearing up a little bit, and I was like, dude, you okay? He was like, yeah, man, I'm just really feeling it right now. So, I mean, I guess I only wanted to talk about this just because it's okay. It's okay. We're all people, and it's okay to feel. And if you watch, it's okay to watch A Star Is Born with your bro, and it's not weird. And I just don't want people to think it's weird. That's all I'm saying.
So you brought this up.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't think that the thing that we wouldn't have known you did until you told us is weird.
Yeah. It's better to be ahead of the situation before it becomes a situation. You know what I mean? It's the way managers think. You think I've taken a few managerial entrepreneurship classes where they teach you how to be a good leader, and the way you think, the way that Michael Phelps, no, he's a swimmer.
Mike Myers.
He's Shrek.
Mike Vick.
Nah, he was the greatest football player of all time, and really loves dogs. Bill Gates. He was a successful businessman.
Why did you say Mike?
I don't know. Bill, Mike, same thing. So
you're just thinking about your dad?
Oh, I love my dad. So I'm thinking 3 steps ahead. I'm that guy. I'm 3 steps ahead. 3 steps ahead before everyone else. So before people thought Eddie watched A Star Is Born with his roommate, that's kind of weird. Like I could have just told the story like I watched A Star Is Born with Bobby.
But we never would have known.
There was a lot of emotion that went into it. People would have been like, they would have listened to it, they would have heard the story, they would have started thinking like, it's kind of weird that they watched that movie together. I mean, you like what you like, but like.
But we never would have known that you watched it.
No, I mean, I obviously have to talk about it. What else am I going to talk about? Nothing else happens during the week. Like I'm at school, I'm at work. What else am I supposed to talk about? Anyway,
dude, I don't know.
I just wanted to get ahead of the situation before it became a thing.
Things do you like?
I just didn't want it to blow up into a thing before. So I just figured it would be better if I got ahead of the situation, explained it, and just cleared the air before anyone got to that point and was like, you know what, this is weird. Anyway, what did you do this week?
I did some things. We watched. Okay, so speaking of movies. Me and Maddie watched this documentary. It was really interesting. It got me thinking. It was about Flat Earth Society.
Oh my God! Actually, can you Can you teach me? Be unbiased for a second, because I feel like you're one of those guys is like, it's not true. And since Kyrie Irving said it's true, and he's a basketball player.
I thought he revoked it.
I don't know. Either way, I think famous people seem to sometimes think crazy things, and they're famous for they're famous. They know what they're doing.
Tom Cruise knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, they must know what they're talking about because people listen to them. So I want to keep I want to come from an unbiased place. I want to hear the facts, not the opinions, the facts, and then try and open my third eye. How about that?
They did like 3 experiments, like the Flat Earth Society did like 3 experiments in the documentary. Like that's not what it was about. It was about like more of the people than anything. But they did like, it shows them doing like 3 different experiments. All of them were like proof that the Earth isn't flat.
What do you mean? Well, just go.
So like,
explain.
One of them was like,
explain everything.
Like,
start from the beginning. Explain.
So I actually didn't see the beginning. I walked in on Maddie watching it, and I was like, okay, well, we have to watch all of it now. And so I missed like the first 10 to 15 minutes. And then we started watching it, and part of it was a love story, believe it or not. There's this guy, I don't know who he is, I don't know his name, but he does this Flat Earth podcast. And, you know, like, he like started talking to this other Flat Earth podcast woman, and I'm pretty sure they fell in love.
Why don't we do that?
Why don't we fall in love?
No. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, then it was mainly about that guy. He's like the hero of the story. And then like it sort of like goes through different groups of like Flat Earth people. And like, oh, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one. And then they all meet up at this convention at the end. But like it's so interesting to watch because like they like have been sort of shunned by society, you know.
The people, or like people who think this, like the entirety of people who are flat earthers, or just these 2 lovebirds?
No, all of them.
Okay.
They've been sort of like outcast by society. Because like they started like interviewing other people like at this convention. They're like, yeah, you know, like my parents don't talk to me anymore. Like my like brother and sister don't talk to me. I lost my like spouse over this. And it's like really sad because it's like, you know, that shouldn't like tear families apart and stuff.
Well, I could see how it could.
I could see how it could too.
Like if you're always like,
because
Thanksgiving comes around and then you go, it's like when people talk like at family events when people talk about politics and stuff. I hate hearing, you know, Uncle
politics
Steve
has
talk
like
about
opinions and stuff, and you know, like
yeah, but like if
you
someone
can go back and forth on it in Flat Earth, you can't really. But like it was really sad to like watch them interview them. They're like, you know, like I lost a lot of family and friends over this. Like I don't have a lot of people left in my life
because they fell off the earth. Because they went to go try it, and they went to go prove them wrong, and they fell off the earth, and they died. That's what they meant by
so
lost them.
there's a wall of ice that surrounds the Earth.
What?
There's a wall of ice. That
What kind of Game of Thrones shit are they talking about?
Dude, that's what Maddie said. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
I don't either.
Like, I was like, she was like, you know, like Game of Thrones, like because they must have explained that in like the first 10 minutes because I didn't know. She's like, no, it's like Game of Thrones. I think there's like a wall of ice around everything. I was like, I don't know what reference you're making, but
can you just explain everything every fact? I'm gonna call them facts that they say there is that the Earth is flat. Like, try and convince me that the Earth is flat right now.
Flat.
Because
well, that's the thing. They keep trying to do like because stuff, and they're like it's mainly like a perception thing. They're like it can't be round like this, you know, like blah blah. One of the big things is they think everyone's trying to lie to you and brainwash you, like the governments and stuff.
Of course, I mean,
and like they
fair.
think there's like a dome over it to project the stars and the moon and stuff,
like the Simpsons movie. Very good movie.
Exactly.
I could be convinced that would happen.
And so, like, at the end, this, like, main guy was, like, getting, like, interviewed by, like, people and stuff. And, like, at the convention, they were doing, like, a Q&A, and they were asking him stuff. they're like, how high is the dome? And he's like, I don't know. It could be really high. And then, just like a bunch of random stuff like that. But like they don't. It's not very based in science.
I like how they're like, how tall is the dome? And the guy's like, it's pretty tall.
It could be. Yeah, he's like, who knows?
I feel like that would be
okay.
pretty easy to figure out if you just like fly a drone up there. There's that guy who jumped out of that hot air balloon once.
Yeah.
He could have figured it out.
There was moon landings and stuff. Anyway, but they like started doing like some people like talked about their tests and stuff. And so there was one like group that was like, yeah, so like in theory, like like so the Earth goes 360 degrees in 24 hours. So in 1 hour it should go like 15 degrees or whatever.
It only goes 360. I mean, it doesn't
around its own axis.
I think technically it takes like what 30 something hours
to do a full rotation. 24.5 hours or something like that.
It's not exact because we made time zones and that it's not.
Well, that's why there's an extra
day. They don't make sense. Yeah.
So every year is 365 and a quarter days.
Time is a concept. Everything is suspect. Like nothing's real. Everything's a simulation. Please continue.
But they're like, so if science got kind of confused there for me. But they were like, if it revolves around its own axis 360 degrees in 24 hours, it should do like 15 degrees in an hour. So we're going to get they're like, we need to get like just an amazing gyroscope, They were like, this is the most high-tech one there is, and it's like $20,000 or something. And so we were like trying to get people to lend it to us, like NASA or the government or something. They wouldn't do it. And so one of the people just went out, raised the money, and bought it. Like one of the people in their Flat Earth like chapter.
They bought what?
Bought like this super advanced gyroscope to tell if the Earth was really moving like 15 degrees in an hour.
Okay.
And so
weird flex.
He was like, they were like, so it was like $20,000. Dude, I just said that.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
Jesus Christ.
It's okay. Please continue.
But they're like, so if it's not 15 degrees, then we know that the Earth isn't really spinning and it's not round. And so they did it, and he was like, we got it. We tested it. And it was like, we let it go for an hour, and it said 15 degrees. And we were like, well, something must be wrong. That's the part, like, because there was, like, at the end, there was this, like, guy from NASA. He's, like, a physicist or something. And he was like, you can't laugh at them because, like, nobody's the villain in their own story. So you're kind of, like, building that up and making fun of them and stuff. Like,
do you think Hitler considered himself to be a hero?
Yeah.
Like, truly? You don't think he felt bad at all?
No.
All right. Continue.
But he was basically like, we have to embrace them and teach them, like, hey, this is actually what's going on.
Nazi sympathizer. Kind of sounds like he's a sympathizer. He's pretty quick on that answer. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, so it's like hard. Like you're not supposed to laugh at like the things they say and stuff. But when I do laugh is when they find actual facts to prove that the Earth is round, and then they're like, well, that must not be right.
Why can't they just spin zone it?
What do you mean?
Like just spin it around. Like there's always a spin to every situation.
Well, that's what they were like. So they were like, it's like, I forget what they called it, but they were like, there's some effect from the dome.
Yeah.
That's making it say that it's 15 degrees. So if we put it in the special box, then that'll cancel out the effects from the dome, and it shouldn't read 15 degrees.
What's the special box?
We put it in. I forget. It was supposed to like. It was like some kind of like, it wasn't magic, but it was like some sort of like magic radiation was like getting to the gyroscope to make it say it was 15 degrees. And so they put it in a box to like cancel out the rays, and then it still said 15 degrees. So he was like, so we're trying to get a new box to put it in to test out. And I was like,
what kind of box was this?
The new one was
special about this box.
The new one was supposed to be like a crystal box. So it would like deflect the magic rays trying to get in or something. I don't know, dude. But
it sounds a lot like our theory about the JO crystal.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, I'm kind of agreeing with it so far. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they were like, so we're waiting on that, and then we'll test it again to see if it's right this time. Even though it continuously says 15 degrees, which is actually it. But then like the last like half hour, they were talking about like, they were setting up this experiment where, like, okay, like, we're going to go out a long distance, and we're going to put, like, a stake here, and then, like, a far distance, another stake with, like, a board with a hole in it, and we're going to shoot a laser through it. And if there actually is a curve to the Earth, it shouldn't line up. Because, like, it should be higher in the middle and then curve again, or, like, whatever, you know?
I think I understand why.
Or, like, it should keep getting higher and stuff, you know? Cause
curve. Yeah.
Anyway, so they were, like, testing it, and they, like, couldn't get the laser to focus right the first time. And so then they, like, changed their experiment, and then he was like, okay, so, like, you know, we're going to shoot the laser, and if there's no curve, it should just go straight through. And if there's a curve, he should have to hold it, like, way above his head for us to see anything. And so they turned it on.
They shot a laser all the way around the Earth?
No.
That's tight as fuck.
That's not what they did. Oh. Anyway, but they're on, like walkie-talkies, and he's like, all right, turn the laser on. And he turns it on, and they can't see anything. And they're like, are you sure it's on? And he's like, yeah. He's like, hold it above your head. And he holds it up, and they can, like, see it perfectly, and they're like, huh. Because, like, that's what was supposed to happen if the Earth was round. And so, like, they're like, he was like, hold it way above your head. And so he does. And they, like, can see it then.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, huh. And so then they start, like, rolling the end credits, and they do the thing where they, like, put text over it at the end, and they're like, yeah, they put out this publication where they're like, yeah, something must have gone wrong. We're going to try it again. But it's like, God damn.
Every time they fail, they're just like, yeah, no, I mean, it was the conditions. It was the conditions that day. It's just because.
Even though everything keeps telling us that the Earth is round.
How do they explain things like, this is, okay, like real talk right now.
Yeah.
Let's stop joking around. Let's fucking actually try and figure this out.
The Earth is a sphere.
If you say so. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm a sheeple, bro.
How do they explain things like weather and like, or not just weather, but like seasons? Because there's a reason why Australia.
Most of them are religious.
Yeah, I know, but like, why would then Australia be in summer while we're in winter? Like, there's no explanation why below the equator. Because
there's not an explanation for a lot, but they're like, there's no way we're a spinning ball flying through the universe.
What about other planets? We can literally see the other planets.
Dude, Eddie, come on. It's part of the projection on the dome.
But
Eddie,
so
it's the dome. Then they were like, they filmed this recently. So remember, like 2 years ago, there was that solar eclipse.
Yeah.
They were like, they're having a hard time explaining the solar eclipse. I forget what they finally
it's
said.
All a projection. Well, how would this dome be? Like, how would someone make this dome? It's
God, bro.
That would be huge.
I don't know, man. But
I don't know about you, but the Earth. I've never personally walked around the Earth, but like.
Well, that's what they said next. Huge. They were like, why don't you guys just go sailing and try and find the edge of the Earth? And the guy was like, actually, I'm raising funds to do that.
And no one's ever done that before. What about, like, the time that Columbus and, like, the other explorers did it?
Dude, they're not saying that, like, you can't, like, it's a big circle. It's not a sphere.
It's a circle. Not a... So, they think we live in, like, a Paper Mario type beat.
Maybe. I don't know exactly what you're saying.
So Paper Mario.
Let me try and like.
It's a 3D world, but like also 2D. Think about it.
Let me try and find a picture. I guess it wouldn't be a globe to them, but.
So it's like a circle. I'm looking at this. It still looks like a fucking sphere. It's still a sphere. It's still a sphere. Even their map is a sphere.
It's not, dude.
I'm looking at it right now. The way they're trying to explain it does not make sense at all.
Which one are you looking at?
There's like a bunch of them. So they show
look
like
at
Antarctica
look
on
up
the
flat
bottom
Earth map on Google Images and look at the first one.
The first one literally looks like a sphere.
Yeah, but it's not.
What the fuck? Okay.
See, the North Pole is at the center, and Antarctica is the ice wall.
I'm going to look up an explanation right now. Okay? Here we go. Frequently asked questions. What evidence do you have? People have been into space. How have they not discovered that the Earth is flat? Here's what they say. The most commonly accepted explanation of this is that the space agencies of the world are involved in a conspiracy faking space travel and exploration.
They're faking it.
This likely began during the Cold War's space race, in which the USSR and USA. If you haven't heard about the Cold War, it's a little thing.
If you haven't heard about the Cold
War, we don't need to talk about that. The conspiracy is most likely motivated by greed rather than political gains, and using only some of their funding to continue to fake space travel saves a lot of money to embezzle for themselves. So that's why we don't go to the moon anymore, is what they're saying. The reason we don't go to the moon is because there is no moon. Or
yeah, dude. Look up. Is this the one? Yes. Watch it on Netflix. It's called Behind the Curve.
Behind the Curve. Okay, right. As seen in the diagrams above, the Earth is in the form of the... Wait. I'm reading about the map, okay? I'm reading about the map right now. Sorry that this has been the entire episode, just talking about how the Earth is flat and trying to figure it out.
It's interesting.
I don't know if it's interesting.
We know that it's a sphere, but...
I don't... Do we?
Yes, we do.
I'm trying to keep my third eye
open. We do know.
As seen in the diagram above, the Earth is in the form of a disk with the North Pole in the center and Antarctica as the wall around the edge. Oh my God.
I said that literally earlier.
No, you just said a wall of ice. You didn't say Antarctica was the wall of ice.
Hey guys listening, go back about 5 minutes and you'll hear me say that
still doesn't make sense. That still does not make sense. Here's why. Because people have been to fucking Antarctica. Like there's people there right now. There's no hotels in Antarctica.
There's pangolins there.
There's pangolins. And there's no wall. There's no wall. Also, Antarctica's...
Dude, I'm looking at penguins right now.
They're melting. The penguins are melting. So if the ice melts in Antarctica, then wouldn't everything just fall out into space? Or what is...
Dude, the Earth is a sphere.
All right, so this map still kind of looks spherical. Even the fucking... Okay, so they're saying that... To explain to the viewers at home, or the listeners...
Guys, just look it up.
Look up this map. The outer edge, it looks white. I thought it was just like a bad kind of rendering of a map or something.
No, it's
but that's
Antarctica.
Actually Antarctica. They essentially took Antarctica, they put a hole in it like a donut, and then stretched it around. Like when you're kneading dough at the beginning of the bread making process, you kind of put a hole in it and then you like stretch it out really far. And then the North Pole is in the middle. So the outside edge is Antarctica, and then in the middle is the North Pole.
Do I keep hearing these sirens? I heard there's new sirens.
What?
I heard there's like a new type of siren that sounds weird, but I haven't heard them.
We'll get back to that. Let me stick one thing at a time, Tommy, please.
Sorry, dude.
So, and then around it are all the other continents. So it still looks spherical. They have the markers that look like...
Yeah, that's because the Earth is a sphere.
That's so stupid. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, I'm trying to be with them. I'm trying so hard right now, guys. Why doesn't gravity pull the Earth into a spherical shape? It's funny because at some point
they're like, you're trying to tell me that gravity is this thing that's keeping me on the ground or something like that. And it's like, yeah, that's what it is.
So imagine sitting in a car, okay? Mm-hmm. You're sitting in the seat. Physics explained like this. If that car were to speed up, you're an engineer, so you should be able to understand this. If that car would consistently speed up and never slow down, it just keeps going and going and going, speeding up at a steady pace, you would constantly, forever be being pushed back into your seat. Because that's how physics works.
Yeah.
That's why we have to wear seatbelts, because if you come to a stop suddenly, that's Newton's law or whatever, something in motion stays in motion or something. So that's why you get sprung forward. It's the same thing with the Earth. It works in the same way. It's constantly accelerating. Let me say that again. It's constantly
That's not
accelerating
how-
upwards, being pushed by a universal accelerator.
Oh, are you saying that's what gravity is?
It's known also as dark energy or etheric wind.
Oh, this is what they're saying gravity is.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Then why did you just call it something?
Dark energy? Because what else would I mean, I just coined that term right now. What else would you call
What
it?
else did you call it?
Etheric wind.
How did you come up with that?
I thought it would be a cool. So the way
You didn't
that
just read it off a
words
website?
work- No, the way words work is kind of like you.
Are you on a
look
flat
at
Earth website?
You look at Latin stuff, and then you go like, this means that in Latin. So if I combine it with some Germanic and romantic languages,
Okay.
then-
But like, is that what flat Earth says that gravity is?
Oh, let me look real quick. Oh yeah, their website says the same thing. So we're on par. There are also other theories of flat Earth thought that maintain that the Earth sits on an infinite plane, with the sun moving overhead. Gravity works much like it does in a round Earth model, and the Earth will never form into a sphere because the plane is endless. So maybe there are other planets.
So
they're
Earth
just
is
also
endless.
flat. No, the plane is. It's on a plane. It's sitting on a plane, not like a fuel plane, like a plane, like a flat, like
Well,
the green Lego piece that you build on.
Yeah,
the
okay. No, I
creator's
hear what
piece.
you're saying. Thanks for checking your phone, bro. No, but one of the things they were like, if it was, you're telling me that we're spinning around and we're flying through space and we can't feel any of it, and then like they cut to this physicist, and they're like, yeah, if you're in a car and you toss a ball in the air, the ball's not going to shoot out the back of my car. It's going to fall right back into your hand. It's physics.
I mean, how do they explain that though? Because if the way they explain it, it sounds kind of confusing like that.
It's what you just said.
But he
An
said
object
that
in
like if
motion
I'm
will
going
stay in motion, and an object
but,
at
like-
rest will stay at rest.
But like if it's not at rest, it's not at rest. It goes up, and then the car go forward. So like, why doesn't it go back?
Because the ball's already going forward because
But
it's
it's
in
not.
the car.
But it's not.
It is.
But it's not.
It
It
is,
would be
though.
going back. It would be going back.
All right.
Anyway, science is fake. Birds are real. They run the government. What's up?
No, dude, the government created birds.
What is going on? I keep hearing this theory. I don't think
the
it's
government
true.
created birds?
Yeah. Are you
just
like?
ask if it was true?
Are you being real right now? Like, did you actually just come up?
The government created birds.
Did you hear that somewhere?
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter or something.
Go in, Queen. Tell me about that.
The government created birds to
But
spy on us or something.
But why?
I don't know, but I keep seeing these tweets where it's like, imagine thinking birds were real. Like, imagine thinking birds weren't created by the government.
I've seen birds. That's all I got to say.
We've all seen birds. That doesn't mean they weren't created by the government.
But if they're fake, that like if they're not real, like that, I wouldn't have seen them. Anyway, what are we at right now? What should we do? Do you want to go?
Almost an hour.
Have you read that fan mail?
I only read fan mail when we're doing the show.
Okay, so there's a whole essay that was sent to us.
Oh shit! I didn't read it.
So,
Do you want me to read it real quick?
oh wait, should we do a Tinder update? Because
Yes, I
okay.
meant to bring it up.
let me
Eddie, talk about it while I read this essay real quick.
So last week we changed my bio. I don't remember what we changed it to, but it was so bad that I did not get a single match. So
Is that
I
true?
changed it. Yep, I changed it back to
Are you kidding?
Eddie's a pretty cool guy with 3 of the cool guy emoji faces in quotations. But then I quoted it not to Barack Obama, but Michelle Obama, and it has gone gangbusters. So that's all it took, guys. I figured
Is that
it
true?
out. Yep.
You changed it back already?
I changed it. No,
Damn
not
it.
back, but to Michelle Obama. And
How long did you let it marinate?
A couple days, and it just didn't work.
Shit.
So last photo is most recent. I'm not really looking anymore on Tinder. It was just for the experiment at this point. I think I'm not going to jinx myself, but gone on a couple dates and more to come. So
She's going to listen to this, bro.
hopefully not. So because
Dude, this is a 5-page essay. Fuck.
I'm trying to not be alone forever. So there was a girl. who... Oh, no, she
What?
unmatched me. I can't reread. So I sent... Last week, I had Tommy... I should have screenshot
Oh, she unmatched you when you sent that?
Yeah. So she responded.
Damn it!
She responded to whatever you said. Go
What'd
back
you
to... We were saying, like, you had me write out this whole thing where it's like, my friend, we're talking on the internet, live on the internet.
My friend thinks that,
we're
talking live on the internet.
And so she responded and she was like, oh, okay. What's the name of the podcast? Oh, yeah, because I shouted out the podcast mid-sentence. I was just like, it's called The Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular with Eddie and Tommy. Check it out. It's pretty cool. Anyway, she responded and she's like, can you send me a link? And so I did. New listener, welcome.
And then she unmatched you?
No, we had a couple. She's like, is this just for promotion? I was like, in general, like me using Tinder? No. This conversation we're having right now, mostly yes. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, you seem like a really good person. I hope your life treats you well. Thanks for being a good sport. And she was like, same to you, thanks. And then she unmatched me, I guess. But
bro, that sucks.
That's pretty. Pretty anticlimactic. She figured out my my tactics and whatever. I'm a bad person. I'm off Tinder. I'm done with Tinder. Okay, so the other reason I wanted to have Hard Rock Nick on, and we were this close because
I don't know. Okay. Sorry.
Professional podcast. He is the master of, I don't want to say, I've been told by an ex that I'm manipulative, so I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to get more manipulative. I'm not manipulative. I'm a good guy.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, sorry, that got dark for a second. I would say he is the master of manipulation. So I wanted him to write my Tinder bio and tell me how to impress the ladies because, I'm a single guy and I can't take care of myself. Like I need, yeah.
Dude, so shout out to the fan who wrote the essay. I've read the first page and I love it already.
Go ahead and give a little synopsis for us. I haven't read it at all.
So it's the school that the high school that we went to.
Mm-hmm.
In one of our English classes, we had to write a essay on transcendentalism.
Oh, okay.
And we could pick a book or pop culture thing to base it off of. And this fan knows the way to our hearts and chose Shrek. Now,
fair enough.
Shrek, he goes on to explain, embraces the ideals of transcendentalism, mainly the ideals of simplicity, connection to nature, and individualism. By living in the swamp and connecting with that environment, and the simplicity comes from him having no responsibility really, and just living the life he wants. And then in the end, when he learns the power of being yourself, that's him embracing individualism.
So embrace the swamp
is living in nature like the transcendentalist.
Okay.
would.
I kind of like where this is going.
And then the simplicity is because, he lived a simple life of just before those fairy tale creatures came along, he was like, man, I'm just going to do whatever I want all day.
And so...
And then the individualism is he wasn't letting those fairy tale creatures and Lord Farquaad and everything change him. And he embraced who he really is. He didn't want to change for Fiona either.
So, here's what I've learned from Shrek. There's a couple things to take away. First of all, great essay, A+ from the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular.
That's basically the first page.
A+ paper. Please send in your essays. We'll grade them. Anyway, he better have gotten an A from the school. I'm not going to lie. Other thing. There's a lot that you can learn about love, about life, about everything in general from the movie Shrek, the original. I saw it when it first came out. I think there's 3. I think they're making a 4th. I don't know.
Dude, no, there's 4. They might be making a 5th.
Shit. Definitely should not be making a 5th. But either way, there's a lot to be learned from this amazing movie. I remember when it came out as a child, I saw it in theaters. And I've used things from Shrek in my life in so many more ways than I can thank the creators for DreamWorks. A couple things that I learned. Kids, listen up. This is what you got to know. To be happy in life, all you have to do is change everything about yourself. If you see Shrek 2, you'll know that that's true. Change your body appearance, change your attitude, change like drug the woman of your dreams, and everything else will just fall into place. Because
there are real little kids out there listening to this. Don't listen to Eddie about anything.
So
don't smoke cigarettes. Don't drug the love of your life just to capture her heart.
It'll work. It'll all work out in the end. It
don't
might
change
seem
yourself.
bad at some points, like when they find out that you drugged them and that you got like plastic surgery and like change your body appearance. Just change yourself. Like no one likes you, so change yourself to fit their needs. And
Eddie, you're projecting again.
Everything will be
Eddie, you're projecting
all
again.
Right. And with that, I think we should end this very special episode of the Extraordinary Podcast Spectacular. Kids,
Flat Earth episode.
Come back next week to find out why cancer isn't real. I'll tell you that and more. 7:00. Love you guys. See you next week. Tommy.
Kiss, kiss.
Oh, wait. Check us out on Twitter, EPS_pod. Give us a review on iTunes and Spotify and shit. It really helps us out. And share the show with your friends because, Jesus Christ, I don't know how many more of these we can make before I just blow my brains out. Love you guys. See you next week.
Kiss, kiss. Should I stop recording? Fuck!